Wouldn't life be better without the constant dread that sits in the pit of your stomach? Most of you will be able to relate to the emotional turmoil that living with anxiety brings. Well, we do too, and we're going to help you make sure never experience it again. How will we do it? By using modern science, a practice known as CBT that has been proven to massively help with anxiety. Hundreds of years of research has gone into the field of psychology, and we now have the tools at our disposal to rewire our brains in any way we want. Anxiety is caused by stress hormones that are released when the brain senses danger. These chemicals are useful in life or death situations, but the way modern life has made us, they now run wild. In the wild, it was probably quite useful to have these chemicals as there is some benefits to them. Heightened senses and an overstimulated immune system are handy when you've got to run from a lion. But nature never intended these chemicals to be active 24/7. But anyway, that's a story for another time. This video is about how you can conquer anxiety. It won't be easy, as it's took a lifetime of bad habits and poor mental management to create the stress within you. You will have to leave some of your old comforts behind. You may even have to change your social circles and distance yourself from familiar faces. In other words, you're gonna have to destroy your comfort zone. You can't change your mind without changing your behavior. So if you've accepted that, you're ready to depart from your old life and enter into the anxiety-free world you've wanted to for so long. There are many roads out the trap that is anxiety, and it's best to find one that resonates with you. Therapy isn't for everyone, but thousands of studies have shown this one to be the most effective at treating anxiety. What is it, you ask? It's CBT, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. This form of therapy works best in an in-person session, but there are tons of online CBT programs too. The gist of it is this. Step 1. Pattern recognition. There are so many types of anxiety, but most of you will be suffering from generalized anxiety disorder. This is when your everyday thoughts and feelings about common issues are causing anxiety. The first step of CBT in beating it is to realize that you've blown these worries out of proportion. Everyday situations that we all must go through, like work, school, family, and finances, are sure to cause some stress now and again. But there's no need for it to become a full-time chronic issue. So, the trick is through therapy, meditation, hypnosis, or whatever method you're most drawn to, you get to the root of the problem. It's usually a particularly traumatic event or series of events that cause anxiety in the first place. Once you've discovered the source of the problem, you can start to heal it. The more you explore the root of the cause, the more you will come to terms with it. And in time, which differs depending on the person, you'll learn to accept your past and integrate it into the person you want to become. Step 2. Intercept negative thoughts. Now you know the root cause of your anxiety. That's an important step, but the battle isn't over. You may know the cause of it, but that doesn't mean it's going anywhere, yet. Before your compulsive thought turns into malicious emotion that is anxiety, there's a chance, a window to interrupt this process. One of the practices in CBT is called thought stopping. So, the next time that gnawing, unforgiving, negative thought pops into your mind, pause, take control over it, and do a practice that guides your attention away from the thought. It could be meditation, which has been scientifically proven to seriously help with anxiety. If you don't have time to do a full meditation, you could try the well-known CBT technique of verbal interruption combined with positive self-talk. Next time an anxious thought enters your mind, you command it to stop, and then you transform the thought. For example, the thought, "I'm definitely going to fail my exam tomorrow," enters your mind. Before it's even finished, you tell yourself no, or stop, and you change it to something like, "It's perfectly fine to be nervous, but I'm prepared, and I will do my best." This stuff might seem simple, but trust us, it absolutely works. The science doesn't lie. Step 3. A complete mental overhaul. Right, so step 1 can be done pretty quickly, and step 2 is designed as a tool to be used in day-to-day situations. They will both provide great results, but if you want a lasting change, you need a complete overhaul. This last step is the most effective, but also takes the most work. This is a technique known as reframing. It's slightly similar to step 2, but requires more time and a little bit of dedication. So, by this point, you will be aware of the root cause of your anxiety, and you'll have some idea of the general trend of your negative thoughts. What you want to do is, next time you're at home, preferably alone with no distractions, you want to pick your most intrusive thought, the one that's causing the most anxiety. You then want to sit and contemplate it as much as possible. You want to explore the thought and then change the language that your self-talk uses when describing it. This is great for people with low self-esteem. Let's take the thought, "I'm not good enough." You want to sit and contemplate this thought for as long as you can. Find out what caused it. Ask yourself, is it really true? Then once you've realized it's a complete lie, as we're all capable of so much more than we think, start to change the language surrounding it. Something like, "I might not be good enough yet, but I'll get there," will work wonders. The road to overcoming anxiety isn't easy, but you have to remember, you weren't always like this. It took years and years to get to the level of anxiety you have now, so you can't expect it to go overnight. You'll have some of your darkest nights and hardest fights on your journey to recovery, but the quicker you start, the quicker you can kiss the anxiety goodbye. All of these are scientifically proven methods, so don't just take our word for it. These 3 steps are a great place to start, but sometimes we need a bit of assistance, so proper therapy from a trained practitioner is never a bad idea. It's not easy to face our fears and make the decision to recover, but it'll be one of the greatest things that you'll ever do. Think of how amazing your life would be without those completely false, irrational fears and that horrible feeling in the pit of your stomach. I promise you, it doesn't have to be that way forever. Follow these steps and a confident, anxiety-free life awaits you. Good luck.